Hey guys, hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you're having a great day. Today, what we're going to talk about is we are going to start delivering your sales script. Now, I know a lot of organizations they're going to give you a sales script, and I think it's really important to follow it in general because, quite frankly, why completely reinvent the wheel? I'm just going to show you a model of a script that I think you can adapt to whatever script you're given in order to kind of make it feel more like your own without losing the really important parts and building the value that's so important to actually making sales. Now, I will tell you from my own experience, I was given a sales script when I first started in sales, and I was like determined. I memorized it word for word. I'm like one of those perfectionist type people, and I thought, okay, well, if I go to a bunch of sales meetings and I sit in front of people and I deliver this and I'm just like perfect and spot on, oh my gosh, I'm going to make so many sales and I'm going to be so successful and I'm going to make so much money. And that is just not entirely true. So, what I ended up learning is that if you deliver your script and your presentation in a very robotic kind of way, you're completely missing the point of helping people and listening to what they have to say and truly trying to provide value to them. Like that went completely over my head in the beginning. If this sounds like you, do not worry. It's totally normal to start there. Sales is difficult. It can be, but it can also be really rewarding and fun to be able to help people. And I think at its core, you have to also arrive at a place where you're happy and, well, you're at peace saying to someone, you know what, I don't think what we do is actually a good fit for you. Because if you're doing consultative sales and you're trying to do what's best for people, you have to be realistic in the sense that on occasion, you're going to meet with somebody who's maybe not the best fit for what you do. So that has to be okay. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down your script into 5 main parts that I think you can, if you communicate these 5 main things and you go through this 5-step process, this should take you from beginning to end through a sales presentation. Now, I'm going to allow you to go ahead and build your own script and take the best of what you've learned and put it into your own words. But if you are more like me, you're a little bit more creative, you want to be more consultative in your sales, you don't want to be a robot, this will help you. Now, my sales started at 7%. I ended up closing at like 50 to 60% closing ratio. Once I put away my presentation, I stayed on script, but I allowed myself to be more flexible and I showed up with the right mindset. And I have other videos that are like that, so I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and look at those. I'm not gonna reiterate everything here, but I never introduced myself. I am KayAnne Myer. I'm your virtual sales coach. I've been in sales and marketing for a number of years, so I'm super excited to be with you here today. And I'm going to be sharing all the tidbits and secrets and everything I've learned over the past decade in sales and marketing and business development and coaching. I've coached hundreds of people. I've put in thousands of hours of research and work, and I reached a really high level of success. And I decided that it was part of my spiritual mission in order to use what I've learned to help other people. I think it's a great career. So please subscribe, check out all of my videos. They all kind of work together and they're going to give you a really holistic picture. And I promise you, if you put in the work and you watch them all and you implement the things I tell you to, you are going to see success in your business. I can guarantee that. So I'd love to hear how's it going. So go ahead in the comments. Let me know what's working. Let me know what's not working. I'm totally open to changing a few things around or helping you one-on-one. So anyway, so diving right in, there's 5 things I think you need to do in your sales script. And I'm going to actually script this out and link it in the description below. But for now, number 1, you want to get to know the person and their business, if it's a business or the person themselves. So number 1, you're going to do kind of like a discovery and you're going to build rapport, kind of get to know one, build some trust, but you also want to do with a discovery. Now, the main purpose here, you want to discover the problem and you want to discover the problem behind the problem. So that's how we transition wants into needs, and that's how we find big problems that require big solutions. I have another video on that, but for number 1, you're just going to get to know them and do a discovery process. That is the first most important thing. You want to get to know them. Number 2 is you want them to get to know you. So 1, get to know them. 2, let them get to know you. And the way that you're going to do that is a couple of things. You're going to describe what you are. And another really good way of doing that and helping people understand what you are is by explaining to them what you're not. Okay, so that's the first part of delivering your value, what you are, what you're not. You're also going to take on the expert mentality. You are going to know about your industry so you can point them in the right direction. Even if that means it's not your product or service, you want to have the confidence of being an expert in your industry so you can give them comprehensive solutions. That is the basis of consultative sales. Okay, so you're going to know what you are, what you're not. You're going to ground them in your industry, and you're going to show them as an expert, where do you fit into the market, right? Where does your product or service fit into that industry? And the third thing you're going to do is you're going to use stories, at least one story, to illustrate the kind of person you can help by showing who you've helped in the past. And you're also going to show them who you can't help, right? That's going to help you deal with objections on the front end. If you can tell a story or two about someone whose expectations were off, who maybe wasn't happy with your product or service, you can say, like, this is why I could not help this person, or this is why, because they expected X and I couldn't deliver that. And you kind of ground them in the reality of, like, if you are expecting that, I'm probably not going to be able to help you. It's probably not going to be a good fit. But if this is who you are and this is the kind of person, this is who I can help, and here's who's really happy. And you're going to allow them, without saying it, to put the connection together of, oh, that kind of sounds like me. Okay, so you're going to use stories to show them who you can help and who you cannot help. Now that's all part of delivering your value. So now you've gotten to know them, they've gotten to know you, what you can and can't do, you're an expert in the industry, and then telling stories about who you can and can't help. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to just present your product. Okay, cool, here's what we do. Here's the vacuum cleaner. Here's the vacation. Here's the advertising. Whatever it is, here it is. And you're going to start working together. You're going to break it down into a very understandable type way, and you can draw. I like getting actively involved because, again, people learn in different modalities. They learn from listening, hearing, and doing. So I really like to try to start incorporating all of those into my presentations. And then you're going to show them what you do, and you're going to get their feedback, right? You're going to start using what I call tie downs. You're going to make sure, how does this sit with you? Does this make sense to you? Is everything resonating with you? What do you think about this? What do you like about this? You want to get them engaged in the process. And then you want to actually work on putting together a package with them. Get their feedback in that creative process and say, if we were to work together, do you think you'd like this, or would you like this? Or, if we were to decide to move forward today, do you think you'd like this option, or option A, or option B? And you kind of get them involved in that collaborative process. Then you do more tie downs. What do you think about that? How do you feel about that? How does that sit with you? How does that resonate? You start doing that. So then you kind of arrive at a place where you have a pretty good understanding of how you can help them, and you want to let them get their excitement level up. You want to start using tie downs with, like, how would that make you feel? How would that change things? Wouldn't it be cool if this happened? Wouldn't that be great? So you're going to get them into midbrain, and then you're going to back it up with a really good financial decision, right? You're going to then do the paper pitch like we talk about in the closing video, and you're going to present two options that, based on what they said in step one when you were getting to know them and along the way, here's what I'm going to recommend to you based on what you've told me so far. You're going to paper pitch it out. Option A has all these benefits. Option B has all these benefits. Not to say that you would, but if you were going to do something today, do you feel like you might lean towards option A, or do you feel like you might lean towards option B, right? And then you start doing very forward-looking things, okay? Like, well, the next step is we're going to send you a welcome email. You should be hearing from our onboarding group in the next day or two. When are you going to plan your next vacation? When are you going to clean your house with this vacuum? I don't know. Whatever it is, you're going to start using very future-oriented, assumptive close type of techniques and helping them envision, okay, I'm already a client. Here's what this process is going to look like. So listen for buying signals too. You want to remember, they're going to start saying things like, okay, if I were to do this option, or if I were to do that, then what would happen? They're going to start asking questions, and once you start hearing those, you know that you're on the right track, okay? So those are really the 5 steps. This is a pretty short video. I'm going to link it below, but as long as you incorporate these and you watch the other videos on mindset, there's so much involved here, but this basic structure should really help you. So get to know them, figure out what the problem is. You want to ask questions like what's working, what's not working. So you want to find the problem. Then you also want to find the problem behind the problem. You want to deliver your value by showing them who you are, who you're not, show your industry knowledge. You're an expert. Here's where your product fits in the market. You want to show them stories about people you've actually helped and people you couldn't help because maybe their expectations were off, and really use those stories to invoke emotions and paint a picture. So it's not just mechanical words, it's now living and breathing, and it's human, it's personal. The third thing is you want to show them the actual product or service. Here it is. Here's how it works. Break it down in a way they understand. Then you want to work together to build a package that might make sense. And then based on what they've shared with you so far, paper pitch a couple of options. Okay, guys, I think if you put these together in a sales script, this is going to really work for you. So comment below. Let me know what's working, what's not working. And it's always a pleasure. Subscribe, like my channel, and cheers to your success. Thanks, guys.